Okay. Good morning, everyone. I hope I'm audible to you and my screen is visible to you. A quick yes or no would help. Okay, great. So this session will be only for half an hour. Okay. This session will be only for half an hour. And the primary reason of taking this particular half an hour session was to just make you comfortable with the MCQ part of the exception handling. Now there are three types of Java exceptions. Okay, they are checked, unchecked, and the third type is called the error. Okay, the question is, what is a checked exception? Okay, a checked exception is directly inheriting the throwable class, but not the runtime class. The classes which are directly inheriting the throwable class. So the question is, where is a throwable? Throwable is at the top, java.language.throwable over here. So we have throwable over here. Below that we have exception. Below that we have an error. Clear? Error is something which you cannot handle. Error is something which you cannot handle. It is obviously going to stop your program dead over there. What we can catch is the exception. An exception is derived from throwable. So this particular IO exception, SQL exception, class not found exception, these are called a checked exception. Now, what do you mean by checked exception? Checked exceptions are the exception which are checked at the compile time. So these are checked at the compile time. So at the compile time, these three will be checked. So you may ask, what are unchecked exception? Well, unchecked exception are the exceptions which are inherited from runtime exception. Okay, they are inherited from runtime exception. And these are not checked at the compile time. These are not checked at the compile time, but they are checked at the runtime. That means when the program is running, divide by zero, array index, out of bound exception, these will be checked. So these are called the unchecked exception. So if you look at the diagram hierarchy, okay, checked as well as unchecked are derived from throwable. At the compile time, IO exception, SQL exception, class not found exception will be checked. And when the program is running, unchecked exceptions such as arithmetic exception, null pointer exception, number format exception, index out of bound exception, which are derived from runtime, will be checked. So whatever is derived from the runtime is called a unchecked exception. Is called a unchecked exception, which is derived from exception is called a checked exception. Exception checked at the compile time. And there is something called as an error, which is not going to be handled by exception handling. You cannot catch it. It will simply stop your program. Is it clear? Now, this kind of a background is required when you are going to attempt some MCQ question. Okay? Checked, unchecked. This document will be uploaded by today evening. Don't worry. Just concentrate on the understanding part. Okay? We have a class course, string course name. There is a constructor. There is a course name is equal to Oracle. We have another class in which there is a main. Course C is equal to new course. Course name is equal to Java. SOP course name. What should be the output in this case? Wait, what I will do? I will copy this in Notepad and I'll make the screen visible to you. And let me make this screen visible to you. Go through the following codes: class code, string course name, constructor. There is another class. Okay. And these are the option A, B, C, D. Tricky question. Go through the code and tell me what should be the output. Yes, any answer from your side? What should be the answer? A, B, C, D? Option C, as there is no variable named course name. Course C is equal to C, course name. Course name is over here in the course. Sayam is saying option A, the code will print Java. Java. Okay. I got two answers, three answers. Most of you have opted for this particular answer. Okay. Let me open any online compiler. Any other answers over here? Any other answers? Most of you have said option A. Option Akshit is saying option D. Okay, pay attention over here. This was very tricky question. Code C is equal to new codes. What happens is this particular, pay attention all of you. Okay, it's not that easy. This particular line is going to make a call to the constructor. Okay. In the constructor, what I do, I create another object. So this is again going to make a call to the constructor. The constructor will again create an object. Again, it is going to make a call to the constructor. So this will happen again and again. So what will happen? It is going to give me an error at the runtime. It is going to give me an error at the runtime. That is not going to be caught because we are finally going to be out of the memory, because when this line is executed, it is going to go to the constructor. This is going to create an object, and for whenever every object is created, it is going to make a call to the constructor. Constructor is again going to create an object, hence it will give me a runtime exception. When you run this particular program, okay, what it should give me? It should give me Stack Overflow error. It should give me Stack Overflow error. This is the error it gives me. Hence, it is a option D. Hence, it is option D. Is it clear to you? Yes, no? Okay. Yeah. The next example has been given to you. Okay. And what they are saying is class name, public static void main, creating an object of the same class. Okay. And then I am saying variable print variable arguments. Okay. That this particular arguments I'm going to process. Okay. And this particular main method ends over here, and there is a function called as void print arrays string arguments. Okay, I'm created an object and making a call to this particular function in which I have the various try catch block. Okay, I have the various try catch block, that is try ARR0 plus ARR1. This is the code to be monitored, and then I'm saying catch null pointer, catch index out of bound, catch array index out of bound exception, and these are the option. If the class eJavaGuru exception is handled using this Java so and so, then it will print this particular exception. If the program is run like this, it is going to print index out of bound exception. If my program is going to run with this particular command, it is going to give me this exception. If my program is going, the code will fail to compile. The code will fail to compile. Okay. So this part is very clear that what you are doing, you are just making a call to the print array. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to scroll till here and keep this code for you. And then you tell me which option will be true in this case. I guess this screen should be visible to you. Is my screen visible to you? No, I won't scroll up for a very simple reason. This is, see, there is a class, there is a main, I've created an object and then I'm making a call to this arguments. Okay. And then you have to analyze this code. That's why I scrolled up. And these are the options. If you want a complete program, I guess now it is the complete program is visible to you. Some are saying A, if the class is executed with the following command, it prints null pointer exception. The another option I got is C. If the class is executed, it will print array index out of bound exception if you pass one. Okay. Let me open another window. And let me copy this code. Let me make this class as public since it's an online compiler. And let's run it without any standard input. Okay, because these are concerned with option A and option B. Okay, let's run it as it is. So pay attention. Very carefully you pay attention to my error message. What does the error message says? Array index out of bound has already been caught. How? This has already been caught by this one, index out of bound exception. That means this is the generalized one, this is the specialized one. That means this should have come at the top and this should have come at the bottom. This should have come at the top and this should have come at the bottom. That means 12th line should have come in place of 14th line. Hence, this is going to give me an error. Hence, it is going to give me an error. Hence, which option will be true? The last option, the program won't compile, will be true. The code will fail to compile. Is it clear to you? Yesterday what I told you, the specific exception should come on the top and the generalized exception should come at the bottom. So now if you look at this example, the index out of bound exception is coming first, which is a generalized one, and the specialized one is coming after that. So it is obviously going to give me a compile time error. If array index out of bound was before index out of bound, then what would have happened? The option array index out of bound would have been true. Is it clear? Since you are not passed any argument, it is going to throw array index out of bound. But since before that we have got index out of bound, which is a generalized one, it is going to give me the code will fail to compile. Hence the answer is the code will fail to compile. Is it clear to everyone? Since you are not passed any argument, arg's length will be 0. Since you are not provided any argument. Okay, thank you. Let's move ahead. If everything was right, then Vishal, the option array index out of bound would have been thrown. Next question. Class name, void method, try, function call guru, return, finally, void guru, throw new stack overflow error, public static void main, eJava, variable new eJava, variable eMethod. Let me show the diagram before you give me the answer for this. If you look at my diagram, right at the top, I said that this can be caught, which is a checked exception, and these are the unchecked exception. Stack overflow error, virtual error, out of memory are called the error. We do not handle it. Okay. These are irrecoverable errors, out of memory, virtual assertion errors, and so on. With that background into consideration, kindly analyze the code and think about this particular line. Take your time, it's tricky. Okay, so let me see some of the answers. Finally won. Guru finally won. Of the class Stack Overflow error. Okay, so we cannot throw this. Okay, uh, let's check it out. So what happens in this case is control starts from eJava. Okay, then it makes a call to the method. So we have a call over here to the method. It makes a call to the Guru. Okay, so Guru has got this particular print called as Guru over here, which is this one. Okay, after printing Guru, it is going to throw this new Stack Overflow error. Okay, it is going to give me Stack Overflow error, which is a run. It's an error. It's an error. Okay, so obviously it is going to throw this particular exception and come out. But what I told you that before we come out, always and always the final block is going to be executed. So your output will be Guru. It will be finally won. And then since this is an error, this is not going to be caught. What has happened? It has come out and it is going to give me this particular error. Is it clear? Guru finally won and then the exception. Guru finally won and then the exception. Created an object, made a call to the method, came to the method has got this particular code. Okay, in the try block I am saying analyze the Guru function, goes to the Guru function, prints out the Guru, throw new Stack Overflow. So this is going to throw the Stack Overflow, which is nothing but an error, so it should come out. But before coming out, what has happened? It is going to make a call to finally won. It is going to make a call to finally won. Why this exception is? This is not an exception, this is an error. Since it is not caught, since we cannot catch an error, what has happened? It has come over here after executing the final. Exception is always after the final. I'm talking about the one which is not caught. So my question is, in case this is not there, assume that this is not there, then what should be the answer in this case? That's why I written the return. This was a separate question that if I comment this house and if I have a return over here, then what should happen? Will it display finally or not? Because in this case, what is going to happen? It is going to come over here, Guru, and the next line is return. Return always takes me out. So before coming out, will the final block be executed? Yes, no. So in this case, it is Guru and finally won. Have you understood this? See, created an object, made a call, came over here, made a call to the Guru, came over here. This is displayed. Okay, we have not thrown any exception. We have not thrown any exception. Return takes us out, but before coming out, what should happen? It should execute this. So we get the answer as Guru and finally one. In this in this particular case, there is no question over there. Okay, for a very simple reason, you made a call over here. This was displayed. It has thrown the error, so it should come out. But before coming out, always what will be executed? Finally one. Yeah, provided there is a final block. If the final block is not there, then after this Guru, immediately this will be displayed. Exception which is not handled. No, then the exception would not have occurred because then it would be a compile time error. Then it would be compile time error. See, these particular exceptions are caught at the compile time. IO exception, SQL exception, class not found exception. All these are caught at the compile time. Imagine you declaring a variable called as int a and then trying to assign a string to it. It is an input output exception. So it will be caught at the compile time. I'm not returning anything. Return is simply, see, whether you write return or not, it doesn't make any difference because my return type is void. This is as good as saying this are one and the same. For a very simple reason, after Guru, I don't have anything. I don't have anything. Yes or no? So it is as good as saying this is same as this. See, Guru, return, even if I skip this, obviously after Guru, I don't have anything. There is a final clause over here. So which is going to execute this? Is it clear? Just give me a moment, okay? I'll mute myself. Is it clear? Okay. So on Monday, I'll continue with the exception handling MCQs, and then we'll be starting with the multi-threaded applications. Okay, something which will be very, very new for you. Okay, multi-threaded applications. That will be the end of the class. Thank you.